Chill. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Chip Hardbody's Beginner's Guide to Vane. This guide is going to be specifically for people who are brand new to the game, but if you have put dozens and dozens of hours into the game, hopefully there'll be something in here that maybe you didn't know or didn't quite understand. I've got quite a few hours in this game so far, and I'm really enjoying my time with it, and I hope that there's something instructional for everyone. So we are on the initial screen. We're going to go ahead and dismiss this. Thank you to the devs for their hard work and attention to this game. It has been a blast. Okay, moving on. We're going to go through these pretty quickly. Base damage, whether zombies... This is going to be for single player, by the way. If you want tips for playing multiplayer, I am not the person to get those from. This will be specifically for single player. And again, this is for people who are just starting out, so if you want your settings a little more difficult or tweaked differently, that is completely up to you. So, starting off, base damage. Can zombies or other players damage bases? I put this to no starting out. You can always change this later. I do recommend once you get a feel for the game that you restart the game with a new save, new character, with everything that you've learned. But, yeah, for now, starting off... base damage to no. Build structure decay, I also put this to no just starting out. It's just, again, it's personal preference how difficult you want the game to be starting out. I think that in the very beginning, not having to worry about your base decaying as you go off on scouting runs or scavenging runs is good. Containers respawn, yes. Permadeath, no. Iron Man, no. Items respawn in world, yes. Loot scarcity, I've never had a problem with finding the loot that I need. There is a bit of grinding sometimes that you have to do, but that's part of the game. And it's part of the fun, in my opinion. If you want a more difficult experience, obviously, you put less loot. And then if you want an easier time, you can put more loot or even infinite loot. I haven't tried any of those other than standard, and I've never had an issue. Headshot damage multiplier, leave that alone. Start time, I always leave that at default. First spring gives you plenty of time to get some farming going. If you want a more challenging experience, again, you can start in fall or winter. I don't recommend that starting out because you'll have no idea what to do. Power failure time, this is a bit of a contentious one. I set my power failure to 3 months and my water failure time to 2 months. The reason I do this is because when you're just starting out, it gives you plenty of time to figure out how you want to power your base. If you want to use generators, if you want to build your own solar panels or scavenge solar panels, all that kind of stuff, you can figure that out. And then this also gives you plenty of time to build up your construction skill so that you can make a well eventually and have your own water supply. Time multiplier, I dropped this down to 3 because I like a little more daytime. But this is all personal preference. If you think the days are too short, you can always turn this down even more. If you think the days are too long, you can bump it up. Hunger speed and thirst speed, I leave at 1. And max wire distance, this is pretty self-explanatory here. The maximum distance you can wire 2 things together. Default is 1,500. I believe that's feet. I have everything set to feet and inches and miles because I live in the United States and we have a stupid system of measurement. But that's what I know. So I'm going to leave this at 1,500. Everything else with the zombies, I will leave alone. The only thing that I would say to potentially change is the persistent corpses. Now, zombie corpses... When you kill a zombie, they do stay in the world, and if you don't clean them up, then they will attract more zombies. So be aware of that, and also, if you have a lot of corpses in the world that you haven't cleaned up, it can start to slow your game down significantly. So I would just say, if your game starts to bug out, if it starts to be a little bit slow, make sure that you... clear out the zombies. There is an in-game command that you can use to clear all zombie corpses in the entire world. And so if your game's starting to bug out and lag and you have this set to yes, then I would just recommend, if it's not feasible for you to go out and clear up those corpses, then to use that command just to get your game running smoothly again. There will be more zombies, trust me. I always leave the zombie stats at 1 for now. Particularly, again, if you're just starting out, I would leave that as is. Hordes I set to yes because I like the idea of a zombie horde coming for you if you make too much noise or if you have a super large base. I just like it. Again, it's personal preference. Zombies can climb, yes. I think that's more immersive, more realistic. Always zombify, I have to know. Again, this is more for the multiplayer side of things. If someone is killed, then will they turn into a zombie? That is, that's up to you and how you want to play. If you are killed, if you have this set to yes, then your own character will turn into a zombie. So there's that. Then there is the infection chance, and this I always leave at 0.01. It's a pretty low chance of getting infected, even though I have gotten infected multiple times. The reason I leave it at 0.01 is because I like the chance of getting infected, but I don't want to get infected all the time. I have it set here. If you don't want to die from the zombie infection, then turn it to 0. Something to note, if you do get infected with the zombie virus, you'll see a little thing pop up that says sick with a question mark. That is the zombie infection. There is no cure. You will die. It takes a while for it to kill you. So a lot of people like to think of creative ways to speed that process up. Personally, I like to get naked and go fist fight zombies. That is always what I do. But some people have some interesting ideas. So with those settings, let's go ahead and start. I'm not going to go deep into the character creation process because, the customization, that's all personal preference. It doesn't affect the gameplay as far as I know. This is the important thing, stats. So your starting stats. The very first one that I will always recommend no matter what you're doing is lockpicking, because there are certain doors and crates and containers that are set at a 75 lockpick skill. As far as I know, there's no way to circumvent that. You can't destroy the container that the items that you want are in without losing those items. So you have to lockpick them, and you have to have a 75 in lockpicking. Now, you will level up your lockpicking kind of organically as you go, but again, it's just it's good to start out with the boost of 25. And then after this, it's kind of your own play style preference. Personally, I like strength because it gives you a better carrying capacity, and I like cooking because it gives you better cooking stat, and there are recipe books out in the world that you can read that will give you more recipes, but you need a high cooking stat in order to even read them and learn those things. Some people like to choose agility. I think agility levels up pretty quickly, just as is. So I'm fine with it being the way it is. You might want to choose vitality if you're worried about, getting injured or infected. Weapon handling, again, that'll level up as you fire guns and bows. Sneaking, you can level that up pretty easily. Scavenging, same. Repair, that comes a little bit later, so I don't think that's really necessary at the very beginning. Mechanical, you can level up really easily, and I'll show you that in a later video. Or you can look it up. People have power leveling guides all over the place for this game. So with that, again, your starting occupation is, again, kind of personal preference. My personal favorite is either the construction worker, because you start off with the hammer and some wooden planks and an electric driver. And you also get that boost to construction and crafting. But I like the firefighter because you get the wood axe to begin with, or the fire axe rather. The fire axe is one of the best, if not the best, melee weapon in the game that you can just find out in the world and start out with, and it's easy to repair. Plus, you get some water bottles, you get painkillers, you get some firefighter gear. I wish that it came with the firefighter gloves, but that's okay. You can find those pretty easily, and you also start off with a cell phone, I think, for just about every occupation. But we're going to go with firefighter. These uniqueness choices are for if you want to make the game a bit more challenging for yourself. I haven't chosen any of these yet. I just haven't experimented with these. But if you really want to, you absolutely can. And I think that you can go through and choose these later on as well. But I haven't done it yet. Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to make 4 videos. And each one is going to go over one of the starting locations and what to do when you spawn in that location, where to go, where to find a vehicle, where to find certain gear that I think is important to have for the very beginning. The most popular starting location is going to be Saranac, New York. So we are going to start there. And so we've spawned in a bathroom. We're going to go ahead and put this blind down. This is important to know when you're very first starting, is anytime you enter a house and you're worried about zombies maybe seeing you through the windows, I think all windows have blinds. If most of them do, like at least 90% that I've seen. I don't think I've encountered a window without blinds. But you can put them all the way up. You can go half, you can go 3/4, you can go all the way down. I prefer all the way down. So when we turn the light on, it doesn't attract any zombies because they will see you through the window, especially if you start making a lot of noise. Now, we'll hit Tab to pull up our stats, and we'll go ahead and assign some perks. Perks are nice. You get them every few level ups. And my recommendation pretty much immediately for almost all the perks is to go with muscle memory, because you will get more XP by doing related tasks to that skill. With lockpicking, again, muscle memory. You could choose alarmist, but I don't think that it's necessary personally. Not until later, maybe. And with strength, instead of going with muscle memory, this is the one where we'll go a little bit different. We'll go with big back. That will give you an extra 50 pounds of carry weight. You will become encumbered very quickly in this game if you pick everything up. And we will be picking everything up in the very beginning because we need supplies. Now, next, we're going to go into our game settings, which we could have done from the start screen as well, but doing it here is fine as well. I'm not really going to go over any of the video settings. These are all based on your own personal preference, your own rig, how much power it has. The only thing that I will say that you should turn off is motion blur. And I recommend that in pretty much every game that's ever been made that has motion blur as an option. I hate motion blur. I wish devs would stop including it. With audio, again, personal preference. This is all your own, how you like your audio levels to be. I have the music turned down to 0 currently because sometimes the music will come in and it will mask the sound of a zombie nearby. So I just have it turned down to 0, and I also sometimes will play like a podcast or other music while I'm playing the game, especially if I'm just like crafting or building at my base and there's no zombies around. This voice thing is obviously for the multiplayer, so I'm not going to worry about that. Gameplay. A lot of this is personal preference. I have head bob turned off. I don't like to always go first person in ADS because I'm usually in first person anyway. And then temperature units, like I said, I've changed mine to quote-unquote freedom units. And then privacy is for multiplayer. Autosaves, again, based on your own preferences there. Now, one thing I do have is I have show all conditions set to on. And I'll show you what that looks like when I get out of this screen. Then another is quick dismantle. We turn that on so that you can, when you're in an inventory, you can hold Alt and click to dismantle any item that you have the tools to dismantle instantly. This just allows for faster looting, and it's handy. And then I have full telemetry on because I trust these devs, and I think that it's important for them to get the feedback and like stats of the game. And then the content-friendly sensor, because I do stream this game and record it, obviously. I have this on, but you can keep it off if you're not planning on streaming or recording the game. Lastly, we have some alternate key bindings. And so I have changed some of my key bindings here. So I have for a vehicle, exit vehicle/chair. I have this bound to 1, which is also the same number as my preferred weapon in my hotbar. And the reason for that is because if you're in a vehicle, if it's the default, there's no button, no key assigned for exiting the vehicle, then you have to look at the vehicle's door and hit the interact button to get out of the vehicle. I didn't like that, so I set it to 1. So that means I will get out of the vehicle and also have my first weapon slot equipped immediately. There's no equipping animation or anything that happens there. So I like that. I think that's nice. You can change any of these. If you want your headlights to be a different key, you can do that. All of that. And I also set my vehicle ignition hotkey to Q. And the reason for that is just it's easy to hit. If you don't assign an ignition key binding, then you will have to look at the car's ignition switch and hold the interact button. And it just takes some time, and with as much as you get in and out of your vehicle and have to turn it on and back off, I think it's worth it to bind it to a key that you can easily hit. But again, personal preference doesn't affect the gameplay really, other than just being a little bit faster. And then all of this is just kind of personal preference. I have my inventory set to tab, just because I'm used to playing like Arc Raiders and Scum, so it's easy to hit tab to open the inventory. And then that's pretty much all of my bindings. So we'll just hit apply, and then we're ready to go. So if you look in the top left, you'll see all of my stats there. And if I were to turn that off, it wouldn't show anything except the ones that were creeping up. I believe it's over 5% on a stat that it'll start to show on your UI. Some people find this distracting. They don't like to see all of these because they're at 0%. Like I'm 0% hunger right now. I'm peckish, and I'm 0% encumbered and unkempt. So technically, I don't need to see that, but I just like to have them up there because I forget to check those things, and then sometimes I end up not liking the result. Now, lastly, before we actually get started, we're going to open up our cell phone. We're going to see where we are. So your cell phone starts off being on. And so we're on the southwest side, like the outskirts of Saranac. So that's a decent place to start. But now I'm going to go, and now that I know where I'm at, I'm going to turn off my cell phone. I can still open the map. I can still see the map. I know I'm here, roughly. So I know where to go. But if you leave the cell phone on, it will drain its battery. You'll find a bunch of batteries out in the game. Out in the world, but at the beginning, you want to conserve your battery as much as possible. Now, past this, so we have a just a real quick tutorial on the magazines. So this magazine gives us a strength bonus for 30 minutes, a strength XP bonus for 30 minutes. These are good. So if I wanted to go chop down some trees, then I would read this and get that extra XP. You'll find a lot of these out in the world for different skills. Just keep them in mind when you're out looting. If you want to level up a particular skill, you might have a magazine for it. And you'll be able to build storage racks for your magazines later, which is pretty nice, but we'll get there. So the hairdryer, if I held Alt and clicked, and that dismantled it into screws. I don't need the hairdryer, I don't need a toothbrush, but I do need the parts that come from those things. So at the bathroom sink, we'll go ahead and search it. More toothpaste. We'll get the cardboard scrap from that. And then if you look at this menu, you can see that you have the option to search, drink, smell, fill sink, wash off. You can read. The most important thing for right now is drink, because we are slightly thirsty. And this will go up by 10% for each drink you take. Now, the important thing with this is not to go very much over 90%. I believe it's 92%. You become overhydrated. Now, that doesn't last very long, but it's just better to not have it happen than to have it happen. Let's see here. Oh, also, if you're unkempt, then you can wash yourself, and it'll take that away. And if you're getting close to where your water is going to get shut off and you still don't have a ready supply of water, you can fill the sink. It takes a little bit of time, but you can fill the sink. And it looks like that. and then you could drink from that, and you can see the dirtiness of the water as well, so that's nice. And then we'll just drain the sink for now because we don't need it to be filled up. Same with the bathtubs, you can fill those. Let's see, we'll search the trash bin. So rotten food you can take, but keep in mind that the smell of rotten food will attract zombos to you. So if you're carrying rotten food, or if you're getting chased by zombies and you don't know why, check your inventory for any rotten food. Also, if you yourself smell, if you're a high enough level of unkempt, you will attract zombies. I'm going to leave this stuff here for now. I'm not going to worry about destroying it because I want to get more into the mechanics of the game rather than the actual like searching and stuff. What I do want, so the water bottle here, we can. Oh, we see here that it's pure and it's only holding 3.34 ounces. So actually, this is important. We'll look at the sink, hit tab, select our water bottle, and refill from bathroom sink. We'll do this with all of them just to make sure they're all full. Now, this will increase our weight a fair amount. So you see right now we're at 21.8 of 175 max carry capacity. That's fine. You can carry one water bottle with you to keep yourself from getting dehydrated, and store the rest in a fridge or wherever you would like. So we're going to take the cigarette pack. That cigarette packs can be used to decrease your stress level. We'll take the antibiotics. That's good for regular infections, not zombie infections. They won't help against that. If you need a light source, you can actually ignite these if you have a lighter. And I have not encountered a candle yet that burns out. Thread is good for repairing things, repairing items. When you have a repair bench, which we'll get a fair bit later, not too much, but it does take a decent amount of material to make and to repair items. So here's one of the cookbooks that I was referring to earlier. So this needs a cooking score of, or a cooking skill of 40. So that's quite high, but we'll go ahead and take it and we'll store it somewhere and use it later when we can. We'll take the lighter and actually we'll just take everything. So we'll hit H, take everything. Junk piles are good to investigate. They will usually have at least one article of clothing. Sometimes they'll have regular food in them. Sometimes they'll have rotten food in them. You just never know. And the best thing you can find in a junk pile is lockpicks. When you start out, you cannot make your own lockpicks. So it's important to find them and hoard them. We'll take the cigarettes. Smoking is cool, kids. It's not cool. So here we see like pick lock. I don't have any lockpicks. So that's a bummer. You can't get in this door because I don't have a heavy hammer to destroy the door, and I don't have a lockpick to pick that lock. But that's okay. We might find some lockpicks down here. So we'll close these windows. As I said, you want to, when you first enter a building, if you're planning on being in that building for a few minutes, just go around, close windows, and then for these, there are no blinds, you see, no curtains. So we use cardboard scrap to cover them up. And you can get cardboard scrap from, well, cardboard boxes, but you can also just find it lying out in the world. It doesn't take up a lot of inventory weight, so it's useful to carry around just for that purpose. So this comic book, if you notice here, we're at 6% idle. So idle just means you're bored or you're starting to get stressed out just from, it's a zombie apocalypse, so you get a little stressed. So you can read certain books to just reduce stress. So we'll read this one, and now you see we're at 4% idle. So that's better. Still not great, but it's better. And then we look at the copy table. It says investigate, learn how to build this, but we need level 25 in construction to do that. So that will have to wait. Moving on. Nothing in that nightstand. Fireplace. Some fireplaces you can cook in, so that's pretty neat. Actually, I think all fireplaces, as long as they have fuel, you can cook in them. This is nice. We got a flashlight and a baseball bat. So if we go into our inventory, the recent tab is your friend. So we'll go to the recent tab and we will go to flashlight So you see it's a 15% battery, which isn't great. We'll find some more batteries at some point. But if you equip this, then now, if you hit F, you turn on your flashlight. You can turn it back off. So that's equipment. The lighter, we don't need to have that in quick use. You just use it from your inventory if you need to. But the baseball bat will add to quick use. This is also a solid melee weapon. It's even better if you can get some nails and make a spiked baseball bat. But I don't have nails just yet, so right now we're just going to keep it as is. Moving on to this bathroom. Prescription antibiotics. Once again, these are very good. You can dismantle these to see if there are any medical masks. Nope, but we did get an oven dish from it. Oven dishes are good. I'll show you why in a minute. Toilet paper is also good. You can either break it down for paper scrap or cardboard scrap sometimes, or you can use it to clean up zombie blood, which is very handy because, again, zombie blood and bodies will attract other zombies to your location. So it's important that you keep your area clean. A towel is better. The towel is the best tool to use for cleaning up zombie mess. But I haven't found one yet, so we keep searching. We'll look in this side table. Another magazine, we'll read that, and we'll take the paper scrap. You can also take the hemp, a.k.a. cannabis. The hemp is the streamer-friendly version. We'll take this vegetable broth, and I'll show you why. We're not just going to drink it. The bagel we're not going to eat. The reason that I don't recommend eating like a bagel or the corn chips or anything like that is because junk food will make you sluggish. Now, in a pinch, it'll work. You can use it. You can also brew coffee in this game, which is 10 out of 10. Fantastic. But we're going to take the basmati rice and canned peas are good. Now the spoon we can dismantle into iron scrap. Spoons and forks I always dismantle. Butter knife, I can't dismantle because I need a hammer. But we already have a cutting tool, so we don't need the butter knife. All right. Cooking tips, real quick. Again, I apologize if this is a little all over the place. This is just starting out, like things to note in your immediate starting area. All right, so you see the oven dish opened up some more recipes for us that we don't have the ingredients for yet. But if we look at, let's say, okay, so the baked potato is the only thing currently. The bag of fries. So there are different tools that you need for different recipes. So like the carrot soup, we need a pot for. The cooked canned peas, we need a pot. The oven dish will let us make frozen fries if we had those. The cooking oil will also be handy. You need that for the fries. Or no, actually you don't. You need that for other fried things, though. So right now, since we are peckish, we can eat the canned peas. Like we can just go ahead and eat those. But before you try to click eat, make sure you click open. Otherwise, you'll bite the can like an idiot. And then we'll eat those. And so we're satiated. It wasn't the best food to eat, but it'll work. And then we'll search the fridge. So we got gin. Gin is good, I believe, for disinfecting wounds. But I just usually try to find hand sanitizer or something else. It's just personal preference. Cream cheese you could eat, but again, it's going to make you a bit sluggish. So I'm not going to worry about that. So now we will unlock this door and we'll open it up. And I'm going to switch back to my axe just because it is a better tool. We need to look for a vehicle. Now this house, unfortunately, does not have a vehicle in it. Sometimes there'll be zombies in these sheds, so just be mindful of that. And again, if you're in the dark, you can use your flashlight to see. I'm going to leave this open. We'll hear any zombies that try to come after us. These storage totes will sometimes have useful tools in them. The sawhorse will destroy. We'll get nails and wood scrap. The sawhorses are, I believe, useless. I haven't found a use for them other than just to destroy them. Now we'll move this wheelbarrow out of the way, and every time you move something, your agility and strength goes up slightly. And the heavier the thing, the more the stat will increase. So we'll grab these nails. And we'll start grabbing these pliers. The pliers, you only need one set for your own use, but you can put the pliers into the crafting benches and use those as tools in there. We'll dismantle the fan blade for the iron scrap. We'll dismantle the paint tray. We'll dismantle all of this, actually, and just get the scrap from it, because we don't need any of those advanced crafting things like a fan blade just yet. So right now we're just taking all of these items that you can see, and the reason is because if we don't need them, we can either put them into storage or we can break them down. Sometimes it's a little hard to get to, like screws or stuff that's on these tables, so just crouch down so you can look at it straight. The dust mask we don't need. Soil bags we don't need yet, but we will eventually. But you can find them all over the place, and you can make your own soil with a composting bag. So now, just a couple of things to go over real quick. So we'll hit tab. We'll go into our medical. Unkempt just means, if you're dirty, you can wash yourself. Slightly encumbered. This will keep track of how much you're carrying, and if you're carrying too much, obviously. Satiated is just how much hunger you have. If you eat too much, you will get overweight, so I recommend just keeping this in the green, like low green, maybe about here or so. If you get it higher, it's not a big deal. You can always exercise or run around to decrease your weight. Neutral smell. So good smells can decrease your stress, and bad smells can increase your stress, and in areas where there is a vomit-inducing smell, it can actually make you sick, and it can make you can get infected with the zombie virus from vomit-inducing smells, because that means there are corpses around that are decaying and are making weird particles in the air, I guess. So since we're just standing here, our idle is going up pretty quickly now. So idle, again, just means you're bored, you're not doing anything to stimulate your brain. So you can read books, you can watch movies. There are movies that you can put in DVD players and TVs to decrease your stress. Or you can take antidepressants. We're fine right now. This one is an interesting one. In direct sunlight, you will get sunburnt. So there is sunburn cream in the game. I don't believe we have any right now. We have regular burn cream. But that's not for sunburn. That's for actual burns. So just something to be aware of if you're out in the sun a lot. You can get some sunscreen, and it will help you. We're going to get into the shade, so we're out of the sun while I go over this stuff. I don't want to get a sunburn. And then we move on to quenched. As I said earlier, you want to make sure you drink water. Water is the most important thing. Food is also very important, but water even more so. And water is easy to acquire, especially in the early game. Drowsy, self-explanatory. We're already drowsy, so our run speed is down by 1%. Our jump force is down by 1%. I usually wait until it says very tired before I will go to sleep. But, sometimes you want to go to bed a little earlier. And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that, other than the more you sleep, the hungrier and thirstier you will get when you wake up. So just something to keep in mind. And we're going to keep moving. We're actually going to move over to these zombies and take them out. Every time that you hit something with a melee weapon, your strength will increase. Actually, we'll check this. Always check your mailboxes. There are parcels in some of them. With this, you can either click on it and click unpack. I got nothing. Or I got almonds. Cool. Or you can hit Alt and dismantle it, and it'll give you this. So this is actually kind of lucky that was the zombie that just showed up. Because now we have a cast iron pan. We have a police baton, which is pretty nice. But the most important is the police bulletproof vest. Now, we can't repair this yet. I don't recommend putting it on, but we will take it. And you can look at the stats for the other things as well, just to see if it's something you want to take. The bulletproof vest is the only thing I'm going to take. And then we can actually dismantle the rest of this stuff and potentially get... Yeah, we got some leather strips out of that, which is nice. And then we'll destroy the body. You can see there's some blood there. Cloth scraps, clean debris. And that was a little chancy because that could have been a runner right there. But it wasn't, thankfully. You do get zombie runners, and they are fast. So I like to run up and smack them in the head if you can. You can decapitate them, which is nice. But usually if you get a running start and a good swing, it'll be a one-hit kill. And then, okay, we got a good lighter there. Okay, I thought that was coming from behind me. I was like, whoa! And then we'll dismantle all of this stuff and take all and destroy. The zombie's taking forever to get to us, so we got time. Leather shoes, we'll give leather strips usually. And again, we'll destroy. And then we'll take that guy out. And we'll search him. Yeah, all of this stuff. I don't, it's just a good dismantling experience. Now, the clean debris happens in a radius. So if you stand in the middle of these, then you should be able... Oh, no, too far away. I don't know the exact radius. But okay, so from that far away, it got some of the blood, you see. There's still some. So you got to be relatively close for the cloth scraps, at least. I think the towel has a larger radius where you can clean blood up, but I'm not sure. But anyway, we're going to continue on. What I was going to say earlier was we're going to run over here. I see a vehicle there, a van. That's good. If you want to quickly increase your strength stat and also get some wood logs out of the deal, you can just start chopping trees. Anything you hit with a melee weapon will increase your strength. So every time you hit a zombie with a melee weapon, it's going to increase your strength. Anytime you hit a tree, it's going to increase your strength. You can even stand here and just smack a utility pole. See? Upping our strength. But it's not going to do anything to the pole. That damage, I believe, will eventually go away. We're not going to worry about that dumpster right there. That comes later. Just keep in mind that those yellow dumpsters do become important later on for more advanced crafting. That's all I'm going to say about that right now. The ID cards, I have no idea what these are used for. I've never found a use for them so far. So I always dismantle them, turn them into plastic scrap. When you first start out, like, scrap is what you need for everything. And you can see that we are slightly encumbered and slightly exerted because we were swinging at the zombies and the trees without waiting for our exertion to go all the way down. All right, so if you want to get rotten food, dumpsters and trash cans is your friend. But again, if you carry rotten food on you, then you will attract zombies. We're just getting the paper scrap from here. You can also move these once you take the items out of them. This is something important to know that I don't see a lot of like beginner videos covering, which is that if you try to move something that has things in it, it won't happen. You just won't move it. Except for at least the advanced workbench. The advanced workbench you can move even if it has items in it, which is really nice. I wish that like crates and things you could move, even if they have things inside of them. But right now, at least, you can't. This location, the Bar and Grill, is honestly a great base location. It's got a lot of very useful conveniences in it, and it even has an arcade over there, which is pretty cool. But it also has like this giant area you can dismantle all of these chairs and booths to get really good crafting materials out of. But I don't believe I've set up a base here. Yeah, I knew there was going to be a zombo in there. I knew it. Also, you can see that I am now very panicked because I opened a door and there was a zombie. That is something to keep in mind. Zombies will scare you in real life and in the game. So, yeah, just something to keep in mind. Yeah, there are a lot of zombies. Like, outside. So we're going to unlock this door and open it. Oh, I guess they might be upstairs or in a room that we haven't gone into yet. Zombies will eventually destroy, like, wooden structures. I don't believe they can break through, like, just the regular walls of a place or the roof or ceiling. But, oh, somebody broke through something. Did you hear that door break? That was a zombie breaking through some kind of structure. Probably just a door upstairs. So we are going to cover with cardboard scrap this window that doesn't have any blinds. This is important. If a window doesn't have blinds, cover it up if you're going to be in a place for very long. If you're just running in and out, like, don't worry about it. I'm not going to take any of those food items. We'll just destroy those, and we are a little unkempt, so I like to keep myself as clean as possible. I like to stay clean. All right, we're gonna go find where these zombies are at and kill them. Probably in this bathroom here. There's at least one. Oh no. When you open a door, sometimes there'll be a zombie like behind it, and that causes you to become panicked. I always take bandages. Even if I have a ton of bandages already, I always take them because you never know when you're going to need one. And it's better to have them and not need them. Now, they do take up, after a while, they take up a decent amount of inventory space. Oh my goodness, I can't talk anymore. But it's still worth having. Okay, there's a zombo. All right, we got that one. We're going to turn that light on. There we go. Sometimes the lights can be a little finicky, so you have to move from side to side to, like, point at the right switch. But lights, exterior lights will attract zombies. So, again, just something to be mindful of. And one of the reasons that this is such a great base location is because it has these ovens here. You can cook multiple things at once. It has this industrial sink, which is nice. And it also has this big walk-in freezer where you can store lots and lots of food. And that is pretty nice. Again, I haven't used it, but we'll take the oven dish. And so these, something to note about, like, the ketchup bottles. Also, the recent tab. I may have said before, the recent tab is your friend. Because it'll show you what you've picked up most recently, obviously. So we'll empty out this ketchup bottle. And then move over to the sink. We'll look at the sink. Look at the sink tap, rather. And click Fill Container. Or you can just hit Tab. And get your ketchup bottle and refill from sink. And now you see we have pure water in the ketchup bottle. So that's nice. Quickly, temperature. Temperature is a big thing in this game. So you can see in the top right, slightly down, it says I'm chilly and pleasant. So that the first one is the temperature outside. The second one is your current body temperature. So my body temperature is pleasant, but if I stand in front of the fan for a couple seconds, you'll see it goes to cool. And eventually, if it's enough cold air, it will go to cold. This works just like real life. If you're cold, put on more layers. If you're too hot, take something off. Or turn your car's AC on, or stand in front of a fan just like I did. You know, again, it works like real life in that respect. I'm trying to find a towel for you guys. But we do have a spatula we can dismantle, spoon, dismantle, wooden spoon, dismantle, large coffee pot we can dismantle, and the cast iron pan will dismantle as well. Actually, we'll dismantle the oven dish and get some glass shards out of it. Glass shards will be used much later on to melt down into glass sheets that you can use to repair windows instead of just covering a broken window with cardboard, which is pretty nice. Oh, this is who's been making all the racket in here. My goodness. Sir. Trying to do a tutorial here. Gin can be used, as I said before, to disinfect cuts and scrapes. I'll take it for now because I don't have any hand sanitizer. And we will use our cloth scrap to clean debris. Again, I wish I had a towel because that is a better option for cleaning debris quickly. But I don't have one, so I'm not going to belabor the point. We'll check the trash bins just to see if there's anything. Oh, never mind. Zombie broke through. I should let myself get scratched so I can show you guys what to do with that. We'll take all of these, and then we'll destroy the corpse. And yet again, it's just a little bit tedious to clean debris with just like the cloth scraps. And also, if you're in a base and your door gets destroyed, then you can build a utility cabinet, which is essentially like planting a flag in a place to claim it as your own. And then you can build stuff around it. Still don't have any lockpicks. That's something that I need. You cannot craft your own lockpicks unless you find the schematic to do so, which I have not found yet, obviously. So I can't craft my own lockpicks yet, but we'll get there eventually. We're going to go ahead and read this magazine to decrease our idle a little bit. Or, sorry. We increase the idle, we decrease our stress. I think I've been getting that backwards. My apologies. The comic book will also read. Yeah. So it calms us down. As do, like, smoking cigarettes and smoking the hemp. But if you smoke too many cigarettes, I think you might end up getting sick. Again, I don't know how much like real life that does. This is a great find. Latex gloves. We're gonna wear them immediately, even though they're dirty. We are gonna wear them. We'll wash them as soon as we can. But the reason that I love the latex gloves is because when you go to hotwire a vehicle, if you fail, you get shocked. But if you have latex gloves on, fireman's gloves, or I think it's workman's gloves, you do not get shocked. So that's nice. So hand soap can be used to disinfect smaller wounds. So we'll take that. Very nice. That's another good find. Diapers, I don't know, but towel, yes, this is what we need. All right, so we take the towel, and then if you go into your inventory, and you click on towel, and then click add to quick use. So we'll see it's number 3. So we go find a zombie. It sounded like there might be one in one of these rooms here. Oh, maybe not. Not in here. This is odd. Normally there's quite a bit of loot everywhere. But of course, as soon as I start trying to do an instructional video, I can't find anything. A map is also good. You can actually equip the map to your hotbar here. Same with the flashlight. And then if you hit M, it'll pull up your map without you having to open up your cell phone, which is nice. Okay, I got all 3 of those. I leave doors open as I search, unless there's a reason not to. Some overalls, 12% dirty. I'll take them. I don't know if I'll actually wear them, though. So washers and dryers are important. You can, just like real life, you can wash your clothes in the washing machine, and you can dry them in the dryer. You do not need a chemical cleaner in order to do this, but if you have it, then why not use it? So we do not have any bleach or detergent or anything. So you can see this hoodie is already in here. If we go to clothing, and let's throw in this t-shirt, and then we turn this on, you will see the dirtiness start to go down, and the wetness start to go up. Once it is 0% dirty, then you take it out and you put it in the dryer. Do not put wet clothes on. It will not be a good time for you. It's easier for you to get sick if you have wet clothes on. Again, just like real life. The way to play this game is to do the things that you would normally do in real life if you were trying to survive in a zombie apocalypse, honestly. I don't have any lockpicks, so I can't try to open that door. Yeah, not having any lockpicks is a bit of a pain in the early game. I won't lie. The antidepressants are good. The spa mask I don't really care about. Sometimes nightstands will have weapons in them, which is always nice. Cell phones are also good. You can use the batteries from those. Ooh, a parcel. All right, zombie broke through something. Broke through that door. And now it says I'm panicked, but that's okay. That'll go down. And we'll take that and destroy the zombo. And now, you see big old blood spatter? It's a much more effective way of cleaning up the blood. And look at this. We've got a ton of gear in here. This is awesome. So we'll take the lighter. We'll take everything, actually, and then I'll go into my recent, and we will go ahead and put the Lone Star. We'll add to quick use. Now, something to note with magazines. You see, it says loaded bullets 16, loaded bullets 8, loaded bullets 8. So these are all loaded. However, if we unload them, let's just say that we fired all of the bullets from this magazine. When you reload, you will swap magazines, but you will not automatically reload the magazine. So you need to open up your magazine and click Load Bullet. It is a bit, if you're used to like first-person shooters, it takes a little bit of getting used to. Thermometer can be good because you can always know the temperature, like the exact temperature, rather than just chilly or cold or whatever. So that's nice. We'll take the comic book and the magazine. We don't need another map. And this is really, really disheartening because I don't have any lockpicks to search this weapon case. That is a big old bummer. I really wish that I had some lockpicks so that we could see what's in that weapon case. But this is something that happens sometimes. So if you really want to come back to this, you can actually go to your map, or well, you turn your GPS or cell phone on, open up your map, see where you're at. And you can then, if you wanted to make a note, then you could hold, I believe it's Control and click, and then you can put a marker here, and you can name it whatever you want, and you can make a note, like locked weapon case inside Bridge Hills Bar and Grill. So you can do that. And then when you don't need it anymore, you just click on it and delete it. Map markers are a good thing to get comfortable with making and utilizing, because you forget. The map is rather large, and it's easy to get turned around. So we'll check our washing machine now. So everything is 100% clean. So you see dirtiness at 0%. So we'll take those and turn this off. And then we'll throw those in the dryer. And wetness 100. Yep. Now, the dryer does take a while, same as the washer. So what I usually do is I'll set a load, just like in real life, and I'll go and do something else for a little while. Just so I don't have, I don't have to stand there and watch it. If you do get scratched, so let's say, let's actually make this really easy. So here's, you can see that there's glass there. We'll put the blinds all the way up. We'll break that. And now there's broken glass here. So if I were to try to climb over it. Oh, you see, I'm getting hurt because of the broken glass. I go to medical. It's not showing that I have any scratches, though. That's weird. Huh. Okay, that's odd. Usually it would show, like, scratches. I'm not sure why it's not. Yeah, that's a weird one. Yeah, don't know why that is not showing up as scratches or even a deep wound. But what I was trying to say is if you see broken glass, clear it. That way you can, exit a window or a door that has broken glass without hurting yourself. But usually if you travel over broken glass or even beside broken glass too close, you'll get scratched. And then what you would do in that case is you can do it two ways. You can go to medical. It'll list your injury and it'll tell you how to treat it. So you can click on any item that you have available to treat, or you can just go to your inventory and go to your medical or consumables. So for consumables, oh, I did not mean to dismantle that. I wasn't even holding Alt. Interesting. Okay. But you would click on the gin and it would give you the option to apply to wound or apply. So you just apply and you disinfect the wound and then you wrap it if it's a scratches, or think it goes up to like mild laceration or something. Like there's another step, and then it's deep wound. For a deep wound, if you have a needle and thread, you can suture the wound yourself. If you don't have a needle and thread, you can disinfect the wound and still wrap it with a bandage, and take some painkillers. Painkillers are your friend. If you wrap it quickly enough and take the painkillers, and I would also take an antibiotic just to be safe. If you have them, then you should be okay. It'll take a little longer to heal, but you should be fine. So let's make sure that we are wearing our latex gloves as we get into this van. So sometimes these will be locked. You need a lockpick to get into them. But sometimes they'll be on. You check the glove box, see if there's a key. I have literally never found a key in a glove box. I don't know what the deal is there. I've never found a car key out in the wild except for once, I believe. And that was at the car dealership. So, it's... The keys are a little too rare, in my opinion, but that's what hot wiring is for. So we have a 5% chance of success, so it's a good thing we're wearing the latex gloves. So you select hot wire, and you just hit E, hold it down, and I was shocked, but I was protected by my latex gloves. Now, it says you did damage the vehicle. You can damage the vehicle to the point where it will not start. So... be cautious, but I try to hotwire every car that I see to get my electrical skill up. And this was pretty lucky. We got it on the third try. So now we can back this up just a little bit, and then I'll hit Q to shut the vehicle off for my hotkey, and then I hit 1, and I jump out. And then I'm going to open the hood, and we'll see how this car is looking. And honestly, it doesn't look too bad. For a starter vehicle. The tires are a little rough. The brakes are a little rough. But overall, this will be a good first vehicle. Let's check the oil. 0% dirtiness. That's good. It's got plenty of oil in it. If you drive a car without oil, just like in real life, it will fail after a few minutes. So just keep that in mind. The car filter is currently... at 36%, we can find one of those to replace pretty easily. Just make sure there's no zombies around. The engine exhaust assembly, unfortunately, we need industrial cutting, welder, and a wrench. So that we will not be able to replace right away. Same with the intake manifold. But, again, it's fine for a starter vehicle. So what I do, we'll check the gas tank as well. It's around 18% full. That's not very good, but there should be a gas station pretty close to us. So for the last tip for this video, one thing that I will highly recommend is you go through your inventory. Make sure you're in a safe area to do it. So we'll actually get into the vehicle before we do this, and lock all of the things that you don't want to put into storage. So for me, it's going to be all of the items that I'm wearing and all of my hotbar weapons. And I will also want to keep my my medical supplies. I don't want any of those. Actually, the burn cream can go in there. And the police baton, actually, I'm going to add to quick use. So I want to use that. And then everything else that we're not currently using can go into this van storage. Actually, I'm going to take this cell phone. We're going to put that one away and equip the 99% charged one. We want to keep a claw hammer, pliers, and a screwdriver. We'll keep one lighter and the locking pliers. So these are basic pliers. These are heavy pliers. So heavy items and industrial items supersede the basic ones. So a heavy stapler will do the job of a basic stapler and a heavy stapler. So it overrides the not as good version, if that makes sense. Hopefully it does. So then we'll jump out. And I always like to keep my items sorted by weight, just because I get encumbered like all the time. And then once I have everything locked that I know that I want to keep, you just hit J or click put these, and it will take away all of the items that you did not lock. Except that I had the wrong thing selected. There we go. Now we're back to 1% encumbered. Like that's, and if we check our inventory, this is all we have. Just the basics. As you go on further in the game, you will start to carry more and more, but you will also have, a backpack. You'll have a higher weight capacity, all of that kind of stuff. So you'll be able to carry more things. But for now, we just want to keep the basics on us. And even like having a baseball bat and a police baton is kind of overkill for this like starting out. But yeah, I like them, so I'm going to keep them. Anyway, I hope that this was helpful for you guys. And if it was, please leave a like, leave a comment, like just tell me what, if you have any tips and tricks that you would like to see me demonstrate in a video, please let me know. Remember, this is for like straight up beginners. If you already knew all of this stuff, please don't comment, oh, I already knew that. Like, I understand. But if you're brand new to the game and this helped you out at all, please let me know. I would love to hear from you guys. And as always, thank you so much for hanging out with me for a little while, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye!